Hello guys and welcome to our new video. Today we're going to install Drupal 10. For those of you who are not aware, Drupal 10 was released at the end of December last year. So 3 months later, we're going to play with it. We're going to install this on Windows. We have our XAMPP and we are going to actually install it via Composer. So you need to have Composer, and Composer should be a newer version. If you don't have this version of Composer, you need to run Composer self-update in order to update Composer for yourself. And without any further ado, in order for us to install Drupal, we need to actually get the files. We're going to use Composer, so I'm just going to copy these two, and then I'm going to navigate to my XAMPP folder, then htdocs, and you see I don't have anything regarding Drupal, so I'm saying, hey Composer, let's install Drupal, and now it will go and download all the modules required for Drupal. For those of you who have an issue regarding missing JD extension, you could actually enable this from config, then open PHP in a file, search for GD, and it might be disabled for you. It might be commented like this. So you just remove the comment and restart Apache, so you could have everything. So I have already done this, so that's why I don't have this error. And while I'm waiting, I could actually create the database. In order for me to create the database, I will just click on admin here, and then I need to create a new database. I'll name this database Drupal. I'll create it, and I also need to create some user for my Drupal. So I'll add new user account, add the name Drupal user, add password. Please remember the password that you're adding, and I'll add some global rights. This is not a good idea if you're going to use this for production, but for testing purposes, it's just great. So we already have the database Drupal, and we have the Drupal user prepared for us. We are still waiting for this to finish, but our next step would be to actually alter the vhost file. Vhost file on XAMPP is actually in XAMPP. Then you go to Apache, then conf folder, then extra, and in here you search for httpd vhosts. What I have added here is actually what we have in the code. So I'll just alter the vhost file and paste it. And as we are still waiting, we see that it actually managed to finish. And as I have changed the vhost file, I need to restart Apache. I am restarting Apache, and the next thing that I need to do is actually update my host file. Host file, I need to run this as administrator, notepad, then open the file which is in Windows, system32, drivers, etc folder, and then list all files, and then choose hosts. And in this host file, I need to add the same IP for localhost and say, hey, when you try to access my Drupal.com, please search for it on my local machine. This means that now if I type my Drupal, I get the contents of the Drupal folder. So if I open XAMPP, htdocs, Drupal folder, I have the contents. And I'm not interested in this folder, actually. I'm interested in the web folder, and I'm interested in index.php file. So I need to modify my virtual host and add /web here and add /web here. Once I have added this, I just restart Apache. I'm always starting and stopping this. It's an example, an old habit of mine. And while I have done this, the next thing I need to do is actually install the Drupal instance. So you see that we are currently installing Drupal 10. I'll choose English as language. Then the next thing I'm going to do is go with the standard installation. You could test the demo one later. We have PHP 8.1 and opcode caching is not enabled, but this is not an issue, so we could continue anyway. And the next thing that we need to do is add the database, the user that I just created, and add the password. How do I know them? Well, I actually created them. So that's why I know what to add here. When I click save and continue, it will actually start installing the website, and it will enable different modules. It will prepare everything that it needs. How do I know that this works? Well, you see the database was empty. Now the database is not empty. It's actually being updated because all the modules are installed. The next thing that we are going to do is actually install a Drupal theme. And you should know that there are a lot of themes that you could use if you go to themes, but you should make sure that you're actually using a theme available and compliant with Drupal 10. So this theme that I have just chosen for the video is compliant with Drupal 10, I could see, and it was released on January 2020. So in order for me to install this theme, I need just to run composer require, but I need to do this inside the Drupal folder. Why do I need to do it? Because this is where composer JSON file lives. So if I copy the composer require from here and just paste it and run it, it will go and it will download the theme for me. You see it's currently being downloaded. Once I see that it's downloaded, and if I check where are we with the site configuration, so I need to add this Drupal, no site, some username, some password, again the password, the country, I'm currently in Bulgaria, and save and continue. And this will actually finish the whole installation. While the installation was running, I actually added an extra module, and this is the theme. So you see, once this is done, we already have the functioning website. If I go back to the site, we have everything. In order for us to enable the new theme, we need to click on appearance, and in there, we need to find it and then click install and set as default. So I'm clicking install and set as default. And if I go back to the site, voila, we have a completely new theme installed on our website. So we already managed to install Drupal, and to install the theme, we need to install several other stuff in order for us to generate dummy content. First one of them is called Drush. Drush actually is a Drupal tool, really widely used. It gives you a lot of flexibility to perform different commands. I'm opening this website in order to show you that we have different versions. So you need to make sure that you're using the correct version. And I'm installing the latest version here. It's already installed. And the next module that we are going to install is called Devel module. And this Devel module is for development purposes. So if I open the website, you see that it has a lot of interesting stuff with the Devel module, Drupal Devel module. And one of those options is actually generative dummy content. And this is what we are going to use. You see it has versions which is compatible with Drupal 10. There are other modules for generating dummy content, but not all of them are patched and not all of them are already working with Drupal 10. That's why we are going with the Devel module. So once we have installed all of these, I go to extend and then search for Devel. In here, I enable Devel and Devel generate and click install. For those of you who are aware, we could use actually the user interface to do so, or we could do it via Drush, but I'm using the user interface for you. Once I have installed the module, I could go and search under development. We have Devel generate. I click on Devel generate and I say, hey, please generate some content for me. I want to generate content for article or for basic pages. I want this to be for 1 year ago. Generate 500 pages for me and prefix it. I don't need to prefix the content type and add the URL as. So this will actually go and generate 500 pages for me. Now you see the speed of it. We are already 10 minutes, so we have just a couple of seconds to finish, but I'm going to generate some menu items as well. So I'm going to choose that I need the main navigation in the footer to be regenerated. I want, let's say, 30 links, and the maximum length of menu titles and menu links, let's say 7. And I want those links to link actually to nodes only. I don't want them to be linked to anything else. So you see we are close to finishing with all the nodes, 500 items generated, and now I will just generate the menu items. And it actually created the menu links. And if I click back to site, I already see I have menu items on the main menu. When I click on them, I see the content. And if I click edit, you see that it actually pre-populated the nodes for me, added images, added summary, and etc., added tags. And this is actually making one Drupal 10 functional website where you could go and play. I haven't created any custom content types. I'm just using the default ones. What I did was simply install a new theme and generate some dummy content for the new theme. If we go to the home page, by default, it will actually go and list all the items that have been created. And you see that we have now 25 pages of content. So this is how you install actually Drupal 10 in 10 minutes. Thank you.